Hi, my name is Susan and welcome to my channel. This is where you will find some useful Excel tips and tricks to help you gain confidence and use it efficiently. Shall we begin? We'll start with Autofill. Autofill saves you time in data entry to fill cells with any sequential data. It allows you to complete a pattern in columns and rows. So here I've entered the numbers 1 and 2 and I want to take it all the way down to 10. I'm going to highlight the first two numbers, take my cursor to the corner here until it turns into a plus sign, press it down and drag until I get to the number 10. You can see the numbers appear at the side there. When I get to 10, I just leave it there. So here we have it. I can also go across my rows if I want to fill these up with the months of the year. So I'm going to take January and February, again to the corner, and I want to take it all the way through to December. So I'm going to drag it along, and you can see the months appear below till I get to December, and I take it off there. We can do this also with numerical dates. If I want to take this down to the 10th of February, I'm going to highlight these two, take my cursor to the corner here again, press it down, drag it, and you can see the dates appear on the right till I get to the 10th. Next feature I'm going to talk about is Autofit. Now this feature within Excel automatically adjusts the width of the cell. So if you're given some data which is compressed here, you can't read it, there's a couple of ways that you can open up these cells. So you can go between these two cells here, double click, and again between these two, and again here. Another way you can do this, drag it along, which is that way, or highlight all the columns and go anywhere between these highlighted areas and double click. That opens up all your cells to read. Transpose is when you need to swap the rows and columns. So for instance, in this calendar I have my days of the week at the top in a row, but I want to show it down in a column. So I'm going to highlight the table, right click within the box, copy, take it over where I want to copy it to, right click again, go down to paste special, click, and this opens up a dialog box. Look down here and you'll see the word transpose. I'm going to tick that, click OK, and here we have it. So instead of my Monday through to Sunday going across the row, I now have it coming down a column with the equivalent dates next to it. Now, freeze panes is when you're working with large amount of data. It sometimes becomes difficult to see the headers or even remember them as you scroll down the worksheet. So as I scroll down this one, my headers disappear at the top, and if I scroll across the worksheet, my headers along here have disappeared. So the best way to tackle this is to take your cursor and put it underneath the header across here and the header across there. So we're going to put it into this cell here, just directly under this header and across from this header. I'm going to go up to my View tab, go across to Freeze Panes, click there, and click the top one where it says Keep Rows and Columns Visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls. You'll see some faint lines appear coming down this column and going across the rows. Now when I scroll down, you'll see that my data is scrolling up, but my headers are still there for me to see. And similarly, if I scroll across my data, you can see that this header is remaining there for me to see. And simply to unfreeze these panes, you go back to Freeze Panes and click Unfreeze Panes. Conditional formatting. Now this is a feature which allows you to apply a format to a cell or a range of cells based on your criteria. So for instance, I'm wanting to see in this table how many people have been working in this company for over 6 years. So I'm interested in this column here of the number of years. So I'm going to highlight this column, go to my Home tab, go across to Conditional Formatting, and I'm going to place a rule. So I'm going to highlight cell rules because I'm looking at anything above greater than 6 years. Click there, change this to six years, and this is going to highlight everything in red. It says light red filled with dark red text. Now you can change it to any color you want. If you click there, all these different colors come up, but I'm going to just keep it to that. Click OK, and here you can see everything that's highlighted in red are all those people who've been working there for over 6 years. If you have to manually input data consistently to an Excel spreadsheet, it can be quite a tedious task. So we're going to create a form where I can enter data into the form, which will then show up in my table here. So to do this, we're going to go to our quick access toolbar because I don't have form anywhere in any of my ribbons. And it's something which is not automatically there unless you put it there. So I'm going to go to my quick access toolbar, going to go to more commands, and over here we're going to choose all commands. It just takes a little bit time to pick up all the other commands here. Go. I'm going to scroll down here until I come to form. Here it is. I'm going to add it to my quick access toolbar. Click OK. And now you'll see it appear up here. So I'm going to click on that form. Now the reason this has come up is because I haven't actually identified my table. So I'm just going to say OK. Place my cursor here and now open the form. And it's turned up. So you see the name Jess Davis, analyst, 4 years. And I'm actually going to create a new one now to start off under Anne Smith. David Jones. The position, we're going to give him HR. Number of years, 9. And department is also HR. Hit enter and he's appeared there. It could be head of HR as opposed to HR, but just to give you an idea of how it actually goes into your data sheet here. And you can add on more. Let's see. Position. Developer. Number of years 2. Department IT. And then you see as you go along, it just makes it nice and neat, no mistakes, everything here. So this is a very useful tool that you'll bring down from your quick access toolbar. Now you can also be given some data here and you've got to tidy it up because there's all these blank cells here and you have to remove all these blank cells. So firstly we're going to highlight our table and press Ctrl G. This is a go-to command box, but we're going to go down to special here and we have the word blanks. Tick on along there. What this is going to do is highlight all your blanks here. And then we're going to Control minus, which is asking what you want to do. Do you want to shift all the cells up? Say OK, and that takes away all your blank cells. Now, we also sometimes might get a command from someone to say, we have a data sheet here, and we've got some duplicates, and could you please remove all the duplicates? So the best way to do this, again, is we're going to highlight our table. Now you're going to go to your Data tab ribbon up at the top here. And if you look across here, there's a Remove Duplicates. Click on that. I'm going to just keep my data as the headers that I have and all the columns here as well. I'm going to click OK. It's told me that I've had 3 duplicate values there. So as I did, the bottom 3 were duplicates of data that I had inside there. Now, if you've got a spreadsheet where you've got, again, you've got the names and position of people, you're going to have to put a little tick next to them to say you've either checked all their data. It makes it a lot easier. There's a couple of ways you can put in tick marks. You can either press the window and the dot button, which gives you the emoji icon, emoji table appears, and you can see here you've got some tick marks along here. So let's just put our cursor there, get the emoji box. We want this first one. I can see the tick mark has appeared there. You can close this. If you want to then tick all of them as you go along once you've checked it. You can see that these ones are actually quite thick tick marks, but if you want a thinner one, the best way to do that is you go to File, you go to Insert, and if you look across here, you'll see a symbol sign. Let's click on symbol. Now, I've got it here because I've used it recently, but if you haven't, what you have to do is go to your font, and when you click on font, you've got all these other fonts that appear. We want to go to Wingdings number 2, and you'll see the tick mark here. You've even got a cross here if you just want to put a cross next to it. Let's just say that one there. We're going to insert that. So this will now come into your symbol here. Let's just see where the symbol box is putting it. Oops, I've done 2 there. Apologies. Let's just keep one, and again, if you want to go to the next one, just drag it down and you've got your tick boxes across there. Now finally, we're going to have a look at something called strike through, because again, you might want to actually get rid of some people's names there, or make it easier for you to see who you've checked and ticked. So if I just want to strike through one cell, for instance, Jess Davis here, I'll go to that cell, and then I will press the Control key and the number 5, and there it strikes that name there. But if you want to strike the whole row, you just place your cursor across here to the whole row, Control 5, and that will do the whole row there. If you want to strike through a whole column, just place your highlight the whole column, Control 5, and you see that you've now struck through all of those. Now, if you liked this video, hit the like button, and each week I'll be bringing you a new one with more tips and tricks. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified when I post a new video. Make sure you comment below to say hello and share any tips that you might know.